Again, in this lesson, we're going to set the remaining heading typography. Let's just get on with it. Again, the values are listed below the video. For each heading level, we have a desktop size. I've given you that in both rem and pixels, and a line height. So, for example, H1 size at desktop will be 4.5 rem or 72 pixels. Line height, 1.05. Where I've left the value blank, just assume that it inherits the value from the screen size above. So for tablet, there's no specific line height. It's the same as desktop, so we just don't bother setting it. Mobile landscape is completely blank because it just inherits the tablet settings. We don't have to set anything there as well. And MB just means margin bottom, the space below each heading. So let's go back into the typography panel once again. First, H1s. I'll edit the styles here. Color we ignore because it's the same as we set in the body style above, and those styles trickle down to all the headings. Obviously, if your H1s were a different color to the rest of the headings, then you'd set that specific color here. Font size we do need to set, that's 4.5 rem. No need to set the font family, it already has that automatically. You can see it grayed out here. No need to set the font weight, that's coming from our top level all heading styles. Line height is 1.05. We need to quickly set the tablet and mobile sizes too, so first let's come up into tablet mode. Now, anything that we set here will override what is otherwise automatically taken on from what we set on desktop. So the size is 4 rem, a touch smaller for tablet. Well, the line height, remember, is just the same as the desktop, so we don't have to bother setting that again here. Now into mobile landscape. Remember I said that I'm opting to leave mobile landscape size the same as tablet, so no need to set anything here. Into mobile portrait. Okay, so that is a font size of 2.5 rem, and the line height is a touch larger, 1.1. As a rule in typography, the smaller the font size, the larger the line height, and vice versa. We also need to set the margin bottom for H1 to 1.5 rem. We set that over here under the main typography, but we don't want to set that in mobile portrait mode or it'll affect mobile portrait only. I want the margin bottom to affect all screen sizes. So back up to the top to desktop, and now we can set that here. This is top, right, bottom, and left margin. So we want to set 1.5 rem here. That pushes everything under the H1 away, actually by 24 pixels, because 1.5 times 16 is 24. You don't really even need to know that it's 24 pixels, just that it's 1.5 times the base body font size. I'm now going to go ahead and do the same with H2, adding the values from below the video for desktop, tablet, mobile. There is a keyboard shortcut, by the way, to flick between responsive modes to save you having to keep dragging your mouse up to the top. That's Command B if you're on a Mac or Control B if you're on PC. I'll be using that myself soon. I'm also not going to forget to go into desktop mode again when I set the margin bottom so that it affects all screen sizes. Now, I'm now going to do the same for H3 and H4 and for all the responsive sizes too, but I'm going to skip past me adding these because it's just the same process as for the H1 and H2. Okay, that's H3 and H4 done. I haven't bothered setting H5 and H6 because I hardly ever use anything beyond H4 and very rarely even that. But you can of course go ahead and set values for H5 and H6 if you like. And that's our main typography set. Now there are some other typography settings as well still in the typography panel you may want to check out. So under miscellaneous, you see hero and lead. These are basically two extra optional typography styles that you can set that you could apply to any headings or text. So one is meant to be for hero headings and the other for lead headlines. And although potentially useful, I'm actually going to skip these because I would rather handle all of our alternative heading styles with classes later. It's actually more efficient. And then finally, at the bottom of the typography panel, you can set your block quote styles as well. Now again, for speed, I'm going to skip this, but feel free to set it now or just come back to it when you add a block quote to the site. Now I'm going to whiz back up, close down the typography panel now, because that is our global typography theme styles set. And I'll once again save our changes. Now, if you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of work up front to set all those styles, just remember two things. One, this is a once only task, which automatically styles all your text and heading elements for you when you're building the site. And two, if you develop a set of standard font sizes that you use on every project, and why not, once you've set all your typography as you want it, simply come up to the top of the theme style panel, choose to edit this theme style, and then export the theme styles. You can then start new projects by importing your usual typography styles, and away you go. You'll never have to set all these up again. Although before you do that, I would advise that you also set your default section and container styles as well, just so that your import also brings those in, because they are the base of every layout that you'll make, and your default styles for your sections and containers will be the same for every project, as you'll see soon. Okay, your task now is to work through adding the remaining heading values to your own theme styles. Remember the responsive values as well. So we've now set up all our global colors and typography. Actually, no, we still have to set the style of links. Links bring an extra complication because they might need a different style for when we hover over them. So in the next lesson, we're going to set our global link styles and introduce you to the States panel mode. Exciting. See you then.